Hello everyone and welcome to Games, Comics and Crafts. In this series of videos I'll be looking at the Judge Dredd case files in order and picking out the most prominent and important stories, as well as noting some artists and writers that actually appear in these books. Okay, so we are back with volume 10. We've got a Steve Dillon, I believe, on the front cover there. Another decent Dredd. Okay, so this is a good one. Again, 8, 9, 10 are, in my kind of like, golden age of Dredd stuff. Open up with the Law According to Dredd, which I think I remember when it came out, and I thought, what the hell is this? It's Kevin O'Neill, is what it is. It's actually quite a good one. Basically, this guy in the Cursed Earth is read about Judge Dredd and decided to be the law of his city, and basically every single law is like getting shot. You need to get shot for this. You disagree with that. Da, da, da. Anyway, Dredd turns up after trying to track some people down for not paying their exit fee at the city gates, and there's a bit of a conflict. It's Kevin O'Neill. I mean, Kevin O'Neill, his artwork is a little, it's over the top, but his Dredd's good. His Dredd doesn't kind of stray into, insaneness. His mutants are crazy, is normal, and just as similar to his aliens from Nemesis. But yeah, good stuff. Kevin O'Neill, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, fantastic, love it. Bid with thanks is Ian Gibson. Is it Bid or Bill? Because it's about bills. Interesting. Okay, this woman basically sets up a service to basically bill people for the prestige of being billed, basically, and finds out that she gets sent some dead bodies, and it turns into a ghost story, which is quite interesting for a Dredd thingy. So yeah, side division kind of come in and look at it, and it's like, there's very good. It's not too bad. It's nice, kind of little, again, kind of quirky mega city lifestyle thing. Art Kenny Who next. So Art Kenny Who. Originally, I remember, I think this came out. I think I saw the second issue of this one. I don't remember seeing the entire thing. I read it again yesterday, as I did the entire book, and this is a star. This one, this is brilliant. So basically, I assume this is almost semi-autobiographical. Cam Kennedy is the artist. He's talking. This is Kenny who is a artist from Cowhab, comes to Mega City to try and sign up to Big One, the publisher, and get his artwork put in there, and it basically gets inconvenienced by lots of things on the way there, and eventually he's got 24 hours to kind of see somebody, and eventually the next day he kind of manages to actually get to see someone. Now this is the kicker that this is 1987, okay? So basically the guy here says, okay, let me look at your stuff, and he's so tired out from all the events before and he falls asleep. So he says, oh, see, did you like any of my drawings? He says, nope, Kenny, not really. Just didn't like any of them. No, I'm afraid not. But they're good, I know it. Oh, in parts, an angle here, a line there, but nothing a competent robot couldn't handle a thousandth of the time. Art's a tough game these days. Not many humans can ever make it unless you've got something truly special. So it's like, okay, so again, robots appear to be doing artwork. That sounds vaguely familiar recently. But it gets even more better because it turns out that there is Jimmy Who now, which is apparently making this artwork, who it turns out to be a robot, or at least seemingly a robot. And it's not even a robot. It's basically a box that is scanned in. When he was asleep, the guy scanned in all his artwork into the computer, and it produces stuff. And it's like, yep. So it's the art robots can draw in any style, in line, wash, halftone, colour, you name it. Pages come out in less than a minute, all fully lettered, of course. And it says, that's not art, but it's cheap. But why? You said my work was no good. A little white lie. In fact, it was brilliant, a major new talent if I ever saw one. Quite unique. But at least you were, you see. I made a mistake of dozing off, and now I managed to get hold of your artwork, basically what he says. I liberated your profile and put it in one of the machines, and enough output that it can mimic any style. So he's kind of saying, yeah, it's outright theft. It's got to be illegal. Not at all. We stole none of your drawings, merely copied your style, and artists have been doing it since the dawn of time. It's like, this sounds very, very familiar for some stuff that's gone. I can't quite put my finger on it. But yeah, Kenny Who was a standout when I was reading this through. I thought that was very, very good. Spot the Perp is a little competition where you have to try and figure out all the crimes that have been committed. This one is about a inflatable muscle program with John Higgins artwork that all these kind of wimpy guys manage to get all their stuff that they don't seem to work, and they go to the house of the muscle guy and beat him up, and then they all get arrested. This one's quite a strange one. This is about a lady who has constant nightmares of Judge Dredd basically killing her, and it's basically layer of kind of these nightmares, and it turns out she's effectively made this minor crime in the distance where she drops some chocolate wrapper or something, and she is constantly replaying and fearful of Judge Dredd, so she's in an ISO block. This is The Urge, which is about a guy who's has an urge to commit crimes, and he goes to this kind of church that effectively talks him out of it. Unfortunately, it doesn't go quite as well as it should have done so. Fist of Stan Lee. Now, okay, so martial artist Stan Lee. This is Barry Kitson artwork, which is Barry Kitson's fantastic. This basic assassin comes and kills a load of people. Dredd tries to take him on, and Dredd actually gets beaten up and fails, and Stanley will return at some point. I remember this when it came out. Kitson's artwork's just nice. It's a little bit different than what he did later on, but still good stuff. Atlantis, McCarthy, Brendan McCarthy, love it. This is brilliant as well. So there's a midpoint between Britain and America, Brit-City and Meg City 1, which is Atlantis, which is kind of like city there. And these people have basically killed a load of guys, stole all their money in order to fund medical treatments for their mutant son. Artwork in this is just great. I love these kind of little things that are just kind of a storyline. And we get to see Brit-City judges for the first time with their kind of like increased kind of UK style police helmets and the little thing on his chin, which I thought they explained it was effectively like a beauty spot that was put on, but I don't think it's in this issue. I think it must be somewhere else, but I don't read it, and so I don't remember it. But yeah, Brit-City judges, they're quite cool. I do like them. I love the line, and then we get to the Brit-City. This is a very good one. Atlantis is excellent and well worth a read for sure. McCarthy has this weird thing where he kind of designs all these judges that have got kind of extra flourishes in their armor for certain departments that you kind of don't see very often, and sometimes they stick and sometimes they don't. But the Brit-City judge stuff definitely sticks. This one is Cliff Robinson, about basically a block war that is supposed to be bringing up, and they managed to reduce it down to 2 people and they have a fight about it. George Michael Block and Andy Ridley Block, which is quite cool. That's it. We've got Robin Smith with Max Normal being kidnapped and Dredd trying to find him there, and it's all about a kind of like Marvel's arcade kind of thing. This guy here this one is about a peeper who watches a couple of levels of the block opposite and basically discovers that there is a crime being committed, calls up the judges, and they kind of like end up recruiting him to be an official peeper, and he kind of basically starts ratting out all the people in the block opposite, which is pretty decent. Now, this one is great. I remember when this came out, I swear this, I don't know if this was black and white in colour or if it was, but this is Attack of the 50-foot woman. She eats some chocolate basically given to her from a lover, and she turns massive. This is Gary Leach artwork. This artwork is fantastic. Remember being a big fan of this. Well worth a read. Short story, one off, but just the detail, I love it. That Dredd, just fantastic. This next story is about a rich guy that steals bodies and is got the Helltrekker 1820 holiday to go into the cursed earth and shoot dinosaurs, and his body's stolen by somebody and used. Then we've got Fountain of the Shopper with a robot that haunts a shopping arcade. That goes for a couple of parts. Again, decent artwork. This is John Higgins, another one of my favourites. So that's pretty decent. And again, I don't know if these were colour, because I remember a lot of Higgins stuff being in colour. And especially, I don't remember if Atlantis was in colour. So whether or not they stripped these completely out to the black, kind of like the bare black and whites before they started getting into the colour issues, not too sure, but they just look really good. Two of the judges, Ian Gibson, about a guy who is kind of like got some weird kind of Cthulhu monster that is possibly out there, but he creates a judge like sacrifice thing in underneath his apartment building, and Anderson's in it. So there's one thing Ian Gibson does. He does do good, and it does do good to Judge Anderson. He does a really good Judge Anderson. Next one is Robin Smith again about some sky surfers, and Dredd goes on, gets a jetpack. Get back to McCarthy again. The Witness, as we can see, Justice Department uniforms that aren't regular. Still good designs though. This is a good one as well, with a particularly good twist in it. But the artwork again, fantastic, really good. I'm not going to spoil that one because that's definitely worth a read. A weird Christmas one, Cliff Robinson artwork about people just kind of transforming into weird creatures and then attacking people and killing people, and at the end of it they die, and then they get whisked off and everyone forgets they died and they end up getting married. It's a strange one, but it's not too bad. And again, Cliff Robinson artwork, very, very good. The Varks is another O'Neill one about aliens that possess, effectively take over, well, kind of like genetically alter some children who live in a city block. Typical Kevin O'Neill over the top stuff, but again, worth a look. Doing it very, very cool. Severe Nemesis and Torquemada kind of vibes going on here. Super Slab about the giant 12 lane expressway that goes from the north to the south of Mega City 1. That's pretty good again. Decent artwork again as well. This one is about a writer who is writing stories, but yeah, that's a good one as well. Again, don't want to spoil the one, but again, that's I believe that's still an artwork. Yep, very good, very cool. DJ1 is about a guy who gets a DJ signal broadcast into his brain and goes insane. Taxidermist. Now, I remember the Taxidermist when it came out. Taxidermist is a decent one. This is Cam Kennedy artwork. Basically, gangsters want his men who have been killed stuffed, and apparently it is okay to do so in Mega City 1 if you have the right permits, but obviously this is an illegal stuff situation, so it kind of draws on these people. This is a good one. Again, good ending. Cam Kennedy artwork. Still not sure about the helmets. They should be angular rather than straight, but that's okay. You can change them a little bit if you want to. But yeah, that's good. Good one. Goes on for a couple of issues. The Beating Heart. Now, this is back to Dylan again. Once again, Dylan has got a really cool thing about his Dredd stuff, especially. They've always got these crazy hairstyles. He manages to pull this off in all, and again, it's such nice, crisp, clean artwork. But the hairstyles are just nuts, and that kind of brings out the kind of the bigger sitting stuff. This is a good one as well. As we get into the end, we have got this one is about effectively a resurrected Michael Jackson stand-in, although I think he's called something like Jackson Prince. That's what he's called. Yeah. It doesn't go well. Oh, okay, this one I think is Gary Leach again, from what I remember, because it's the detail is excellent. Yeah, very good. Cam Kennedy one about a genie. that appears in Mega City 1, which is decent as well. Quite another one of these kind of gag ones that kind of one-shots. We get a lot more one-shot issues in this one that we see elsewhere, and as in the upcoming issues, we're going to see even more of that once we get to kind of the Mega Zine issues, because a lot of those were kind of like one-shots. You don't really get a lot running in the early issues. A shooting party about Dredd that gets, or a judge, but then Dredd basically gets brought into a hunters group that's within the block. Again, artwork of this one, I remember this guy from Eagle and that kind of stuff. He's not too bad. Now, this is Jeff Anderson. Now, I remember this one. This is decent artwork as well. This is about a monk monastery that has everyone has to be blind and wear blindfolds and nobody can talk, and they worship the Great Navel. Another gag kind of one shot. Night of the Ripper, which is this is crazy, but this is Jose Ortiz. I hope I pronounced that right. Probably not. This guy used to do loads and loads of stuff for 2000 AD back in the day, and kind of like in the same era as kind of Bellard and Ellie and all that kind of stuff. I don't remember him doing a lot of Dredd, but this is, I mean, again, this artwork is just fantastic. This is proper comic artwork. Interrogation, which is a really good one as well. And we're back to Kim Raymond, which we haven't seen for a little while. This is SJS, basically, Ray Dredd's room, and he accuses them of basically being kind of like, he mentions Cal, because I thought we got the bad people out of the SGS when Cal went, and then one of the SGS people here is from the Executioner case from a couple of books ago, which must be like years ago in actual issue time. So that's some nice continuity here, and it's basically he manages to pass his exam. The Blood Donor, more McCarthy stuff, but the strange thing about this McCarthy, which again makes me wonder if this is colour. There's not a lot of deep kind of blacks into this. There's not. It's all very light touch stuff, and I reckon this is colour. And they've taken the colour away because it just seems different from his earlier stuff in this book. 10th anniversary issue, again, Gary Leach about Dredd being attacked by a guy from Devil's Island, which I think is like the first 3 issues, 4th issues, about Whitey. Again, artwork's fantastic. You get to see Dredd's little socks, which is always a good one. That's cool. What if the judges did the ads? Is a combination of stuff, and it's kind of like, again, more gag stuff. You get the Berkey Bath and the Yorkie Bar, Brett Aaron's artwork in it. We get to see Cam Kennedy artwork. We get to see Kevin O'Neill, Robin Smith, this Ian Gibson. And it's obviously all parodies, kind of adverts that were prominent at the time in '87. And then we get to say you want to be a judge again, which, again, this is colour. This is definitely not grayscale, this is colour. Which I believe is Gary Leach again. Oh, no, it's not. Who is this by? Okay. Oh, there it is. It's P. Hardy. Okay, don't know that one. And basically about citizens that want to try and join the judges at a young age, and kind of loads and loads get expelled, and there's only like 5 that are left behind. So that's quite an interesting one as well. And then we get a bonus story, which is I Beast, which I think is from, 2000 Sci-Fi Special. Now I remember this one. I remember this. 85 this was, apparently. I remember picking this up. This is Cam Kennedy artwork again. This is a good one as well, about a mutant that was running around and killing people. Cam Kennedy artwork still decent. Well worth a look. And then we've got some covers, which I once again remember picking up. And then we are done for book 10. So again, another decent compilation of early Dredd stuff. I thought this was, funny enough, I thought this was later in the day. I thought this was the 90s, and it's actually 87. This was originally came out, so it's crazy to think that we're still so far back. But yeah, this is again a decent thing. As I mentioned before, I think 8, 9, and 10, possibly some in 11 as well, but definitely these 3 are kind of like, for me, the golden age of Dredd stuff. There's some decent stories coming up. We've got Necropolis coming up, and we've got some other stuff coming up as well. And obviously we had Apocalypse War earlier on and this kind of stuff. But just for artwork wise, the Bollans, the Kitsons, the Dylans, McCarthy, Cam Kennedy. This is, you know, this is what I remember 2000 AD being, and yeah, this is just good stuff. Anyway, that's nearly 20 minutes spent on got talking this nonsense. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Hopefully I will see you on another video very, very soon. So with that, I'll say thanks very much. Bye bye.